camping night fun. Leo, the fluffy Pomeranian, wiggled with excitement, his tail a blur of orange and white fluff. Today was a special day. His best friend, a kind girl named Lily, was packing a big backpack. "We're going on an adventure, Leo," she giggled, patting his head. They were going camping for the very first time. The car ride felt like forever, but finally they arrived. The air smelled fresh and earthy, like pine needles and damp soil. Giant trees towered over them like friendly green giants, their leaves whispering secrets in the wind. Leo looked all around, his little nose twitching, taking in all the new and wonderful smells of the forest. "Time to set up our home," Lily's dad announced, pulling a big bag from the car. It was the tent. Lily helped her dad spread the fabric out on the ground. Leo decided to help too. He sniffed every single peg and rope, making sure they were all in order. It was a very important job, he thought. As Lily and her dad worked on the tent, Leo went on a small exploration. He found a fuzzy caterpillar inching its way across a leaf and barked a friendly hello. He saw a bright blue butterfly flutter past his nose. The forest was full of tiny, amazing creatures, and he wanted to meet every single one of them. "Oops, Leo." Lily laughed. While trying to help with the tent, Leo had managed to get himself tangled in one of the ropes. He sat patiently, looking a little bit silly with the rope looped around his fluffy body. He didn't mind, though. Being tangled was just part of the camping adventure. With the tent finally up, it was time to explore. Lily put on her hiking boots, and Leo wagged his tail, ready for a walk. They followed a narrow path deeper into the woods, with Lily leading the way. "Look at this cool mushroom, Leo," she said, pointing to a red and white toadstool. Suddenly, Leo stopped. He saw a flash of a bushy tail. Peeking out from behind a log was a little squirrel, holding a nut in its paws. The squirrel chattered at Leo, and Leo gave a small, happy woof back. They stared at each other for a moment, two new friends meeting in the big, wide woods. As the sun began to set, the sky turned into a beautiful painting of orange, pink, and purple. It was time to build a campfire. Lily's dad carefully stacked the wood, and soon a warm, crackling fire was dancing in the twilight. The fire chased away the shadows and made everything feel cozy and safe. The campfire was magical. Leo sat close to the warmth, watching the bright orange flames flicker and dance. The fire popped and crackled, singing a gentle song. It was the most wonderful television he had ever seen. He felt so warm and peaceful, he could have sat there watching the fire all night long. "Marshmallow time," Lily declared. She found the perfect long stick and carefully put a big, puffy marshmallow on the end. She held it over the fire, turning it slowly until it was perfectly golden brown and gooey. She blew on it to cool it down before taking a delicious, sticky bite. Yum! As the night grew darker, the forest began to sing a different song. A chorus of crickets chirped, and the wind rustled through the leaves. Suddenly, a deep hoo-hoo echoed through the trees. Leo jumped, his ears perked up. He snuggled closer to Lily, feeling a little bit scared of the strange new sound. "It's just an owl, silly," Lily whispered, stroking Leo's soft fur. "He's just saying hello to the moon." She pointed up at the sky. Above the treetops, the moon was a bright, silver circle, and thousands of tiny, twinkling stars were scattered across the dark velvet sky like spilled diamonds. Leo looked up where Lily was pointing. He had never seen so many stars before. Back home in the city, the lights made the sky shy. But out here, the stars were bold and bright. It was like the whole universe was putting on a sparkling show just for them. He wasn't scared anymore, just amazed. Finally, it was time for bed. Lily and Leo crawled into the tent and snuggled into their warm sleeping bag. It was so cozy inside their little tent home. Leo could still hear the gentle sounds of the forest outside, but now they sounded like a soft lullaby. He rested his head on Lily's arm. The next morning, Leo woke up to the sound of birds singing their cheerful morning songs. He poked his head out of the tent. The sun was shining, and the whole forest looked fresh and bright. He took a big stretch, feeling happy and rested after his first night sleeping under the stars. For breakfast, they ate pancakes cooked over the campfire. They tasted extra delicious in the fresh morning air. Leo got a tiny piece of pancake, which he thought was the best treat in the whole world. Camping breakfast was definitely the best kind of breakfast. He licked his lips, hoping for another bite. Soon, it was time to pack up and go home. Lily and her dad took down the tent while Leo supervised, making sure they didn't forget anything. He sniffed the spot where their tent had been, remembering all the fun they had. He was sad to leave, but so happy about their adventure. Before getting in the car, Lily scooped Leo up for a big hug. "Did you have fun on your first camping trip, Leo?" she asked. Leo licked her chin and wagged his tail as hard as he could. It was his way of saying, "Yes, it was the best adventure ever. When can we go again?" The car ride home was much quieter. All the excitement and fresh air had made one little Pomeranian very sleepy. Leo curled up on a soft blanket in the back seat and quickly fell asleep. He dreamed of crackling campfires, twinkling stars, and his new friend, the chattering squirrel. Back home, Leo was happy to see all his familiar toys and his comfy bed. But he knew he would never forget his big adventure in the woods. He felt a little braver and a little more grown-up. He was no longer just a city dog. He was Leo, the great camper and forest explorer. That evening, Lily got out her crayons and a piece of paper. "I'm going to draw our adventure, Leo, so we can always remember it," she said. She carefully drew tall green trees, a bright orange tent, and a crackling yellow and red campfire. She worked hard, wanting to make the picture just right. When she was finished, she added 2 more figures to the drawing. One was a girl with a big smile, and the other was a very fluffy, very happy-looking dog sitting right beside her. Then she drew a big moon and lots of sparkly stars in the sky above them. It was perfect. Lily showed her masterpiece to Leo. "Look! It's us!" she said proudly. Leo looked at the drawing, then looked up at Lily, and his tail started to wag. He couldn't understand the drawing, but he understood the happiness in Lily's voice. He knew they had shared something very special together. That night, as Lily tucked Leo into his bed, she gave him an extra-long pat. "Good night, my brave little camper," she whispered. Leo closed his eyes, feeling safe and loved. He knew that no matter where they were, whether in their cozy house or a tent in the big woods, any place was home as long as they were together. Leo's camping trip was over, but his adventures were just beginning. He learned that trying new things can be a little scary at first, but with a good friend by your side, it can also be the most fun in the world. What kind of adventure do you think Leo and Lily will have next?